There we go. Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on. Hello, Paw Patrol, BTM. Thanks for being here. Always a pleasure. Thank you all for clicking on. Got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, and a lot of stuff going on around the internet, as well as going on in the real world. NCAA basketball going on right now, and the last I checked, Connecticut was handling San Diego State relatively easily, which was kind of what was to be expected, at least in my opinion, after seeing a couple of games. Hello, Mo. Joshua Pruitt, hello. And Ginger Snap. Hi, Ginger Snap. Taffy, how are you? Hi, Sandy Foster. Thank you all for being here. Thank everybody watching, whether you're in the chat or not, and whether you're watching live or with everything going on. I imagine a lot of people will probably catch this on the replay or on the demand, if you will, when it is at their convenience, and I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Again, a lot going on tonight, and I didn't do a little musical intro. I don't have a comedy intro either. I got something kind of serious that I want to begin with tonight, and I'm going to just touch on this tonight. But we're gonna talk about this in a little more depth coming up as well this week. Federal laws in regards to soldiers with post-traumatic stress disorder, a veteran's worst wounds, maybe the ones you cannot see. There's a petition, and I'm going to figure out how to get this distributed. I don't know if I'll be able to do it on my YouTube community page or how I'm going to be able to do it, but I want to get this out. I want to get the information out, and I want to be able to try to advance the signing of the petition so that we can make sure and take care of those that fought wars on our behalf. And again, I've got family. Almost everybody in my family, except me, have been in the military, and I've spent some time, not recently, but when I was in college, I used to work at an American Legion Hall. I was a bartender back there while I was working my way through college one summer, and heard a lot of stories, and a lot of people breaking down at times, late at night, just a couple people in the bar. Old memories come up, and that was before we knew anything about PTSD. And so again, if well, I guess you can go to change.org and look up the petition, possibly. I'm going to have to look into this and see how we can help get this distributed. But just wanted to make you aware of this because one of our viewers made me aware of it, and that's kind of how it works, oftentimes. Again, thank you for being here. Hi, Cunning Stunt. Hi, Christine. Butterflies are free. GA from CA. I'm not sure if I missed any. If I missed anybody, hi. It's not intentional. I'm just not scrolling back up. Sam Singe. What perfect timing. Oh my gosh. This is, as I've said, there's been a lot going on online. A lot going on in the real world as well. And before we get to the really serious stuff in the real world, why is this not advancing? There. Before we get to the really heavy stuff in the real world, I've got to talk just for a second about
on with the show.
Before we
just for a second, I don't even have my headphones in. Just for a second about Damnation Drive-In. Sam Singe, Baldy Banks, every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday is Damnation Drive-In, and I personally highly recommend Damnation Drive-In. Now, I just gotta play this little clip here real quick first, and then I'll talk for a second.
Yeah, we check into the streams tonight. We have a very special guest waiting backstage in the green room. And he's a pretty busy guy, and we don't want to hold him up for long. So
now, I got to make commentary over this, so it's fair use. For those that have never seen Damnation Drive-In, it's hosted by two cartoon character demons. It's pretending to be in hell, and they show things that make you laugh, and oftentimes, if you're not careful, they make you think. Now, they're going to have a guest, and this is the reason I'm showing this clip. Do not think this guest is there all the time, okay? As a matter of fact, they're there Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays. And if you have seen it, and if you do like it, please subscribe. If you are not a subscriber already, jump over to Damnation Drive-In, hit the subscribe. They're getting real close to 500. We want to help push them up to 500. Okay, here's their special guest from last night, actually.
So without any further ado, we're going to turn things over to the only verified Son of God and our best friend, Jesus Christ.
Everyone, please bow your heads, clasp your hands, and wait as he enters here in damnation. Take it away, Jesus.
Hello, sinners. It's me, everybody's favorite Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I just wanted to take a short break from my very busy schedule of, miracles and, of course, other really important Jesus duties up here so that I could personally have some divine intervention with you. I would like to give my blessing and recommendation of Damnation Drive-In. That's right. Totally Jesus approved. And I know what you're thinking. But isn't it a little bit unholy? Well, yeah. But you see, Bali and Sam, we go way back. And I love them very, very much. And yes, I know I say that to like everybody, but, well, it's true. I actually really do mean it. Even with Bali and Sam. Well, that's not to say they aren't going to burn in hell for all eternity, because, well, kind of pretty much already in hell, so it's kind of a natural progression, if you ask me. Well, anyways, listen, I would love to stick around and, like rain down some of those blessings and everything, but, I'm kind of busy, and, well, looks like Bali and Sam have taken it upon themselves to smile the chuds. That's kind of my dad's job, so I guess I should just get back to, the old grind over here. Because unfortunately, these mansions aren't going to exactly build themselves. But before I leave, I just want to give a special shout out to Baldy and Sam's disciples, Telescope and Anarchy Princess. Keep doing the Lord's work. And American Doofus and Defender of Ants. You're on thin ice.
Whoa.
That's right.
Hey.
I've been watching you. I'm not like a weird creepy, just, in a Jesus way. And, just want to say, I see everything. Even when you go into the bathroom. Anyways, well, I'd love to, stick around, but like I said, I'm the only one up in heaven with the carpentry skills it takes to put these things together, so I should probably get on back to it. Love you. Stay blessed. And don't forget, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Love you. Amen. Jesus.
Sam Singe, Baldy Banks, and Jesus on Sunday nights, Damnation Drive-In. Okay, now, just like Jesus said, I know what you're thinking. If you are shallow in your faith, if you claim Christianity, and if you're a John 3:16 Christian, that just means you know the verse John 3:16, and you claim to know Jesus, and so you're going to heaven kind of Christian. You are really messing things up for everybody that's actually trying to be Christian. But it's okay. It's okay. I don't recommend that you go to Damnation Drive-In, because there are enough that are going to be there anyway. And if you're secure in your faith, if you are certain enough in your faith that two cartoon demons are not going to make you believe any differently than you already believe, and I hope you are. I hope you are secure in your faith that much. Go to Damnation Drive-In Wednesday, Fridays, or Saturday, or all three. Funny stuff. I would say I'm going to show here in just a second. I did a short live last night, and I talked about Sam and Baldy and Damnation Drive-In and how incredibly talented they are, as well as Rooster, and of course G. Abbott. I'm going to throw Carl in there. I'm going to throw Telescope. There's a lot of incredibly talented people doing this kind of stuff, and the editing skills that Sam and Baldy utilize are top notch. I talked about it last night. I'm in the bit. It's the same intro right before the show starts every time, and it's laugh out loud funny every time, even though I'm in it, because of the way they've cut it, the way they edit it. I say, okay, and it ends, and it's their timing is incredible. All the people I've been talking about here in the past couple of minutes, if you haven't subscribed to them, go and subscribe to them. Once again, Damnation Drive-In, and also subscribe to Baldy. And I think Sam's going to have a channel of her own, so subscribe to Sam. Oxford Telescope @ Rooster Doll. That's how you'll find Rooster, and how you'll find Telly the easiest. Hot Mess Summer. G. Abbott, when she comes back, and she's on a short break. Not this kind of break, but I do want to, since I'm going into Being on a break, this is from go back. I didn't mean to click that button.
YouTube has suspended.
This is from a fellow shirt person, just a lazy gamer. He broke this, and to get the story, go to Just a Lazy Gamer. That's all one word, and catch the whole story. Brief synopsis: Right Side Broadcasting Network has a 7-day ban, and they're calling it censorship. And some of the charges basically is spewing false election information. But again, just point you to Just a Lazy Gamer, and go over there and give him a click, give him a like, give him a subscribe, and check out that story. So while we are not sure why G. Abbott suddenly disappeared after being on my show, by the way, and some people are like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to go on your show. You'll make me disappear like you did G. Abbott." I had nothing to do with G. Abbott disappearing. It's asinine to have to say that, but this is the internet, and some people believe some crazy things. Let's just do that. Leave that said where it is. Whoa, I don't want this. Okay. Let's see where that's our last. As you might here, let's just do breaking news. As you might suspect, a lot of Trump news and breaking news. I'll get back over to you in chat. Chat, you just maintain you do chat as you always do, and I'll hop over there and I'll hop over there after breaking news, because we got, as I said, as you can imagine, we got a bunch of Trump stuff to talk about. And let's do. Hold on a second. I'm getting a text. For real? No. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if is it breaking news, I guess. I don't know if it's for real or not. Telescope is going to be in New York City tomorrow. Is that right? He's on the East Coast. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I'm going to talk about it coming up. A lot of people are there, and we'll get to that right after we get to the breaking or the top stories according to mainstream media. The Politico headline is Trump arrives in Manhattan ahead of court appearance. CNBC says Trump campaign raised $7 million since the indictment last week. An aide says, an aide said it. So take it for what it's worth, because it's not on actual campaign finance documentation. And we're finding out that maybe actual campaign documentation is not always Trump's strong suit. Headline according to The Hill, Trump hires white-collar defense attorney in hush money case. The New York Times, see what California's record snowpack looks like up close. Looks like about 7 freaking feet of snow. From CNN, second CNN headline. Hang on here. Special counsel nailing down evidence of how Trump, actually it should say mishandled classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. And then BBC News says Dara Tripova, who was, she's a Russian, she released a video and before she blew the guy up in a cafe in Russia. She killed a Russian vlogger, is how they phrase it over there. A video logger. We call them podcasters or live streamers over here. But a pro-Russian military vlogger was giving a speech in a little pub, and the lady in the picture here brought him a trophy. And in the center of the trophy was an explosive. And as soon as he picked the trophy up, just boom, blew himself up. Well, he didn't blow himself up. The trophy blew him up. So that's what's going on. I'm a little, what's the word? Verklempt. I'm a little verklempt. I might have breaking news there. Telescope might go to New York City. We know Defender of Ants van. I did not see him personally. I did see his van in Manhattan. I'm assuming DOA was at the wheel. So we know DOA is there. I understand Jersey Jay's going to be there. I guess, gosh, I forgot his name, the cookie. I keep thinking Keebler, and I know it's not Keebler. Somebody help me out in the chat. Somebody help me out in the chat. Oreo, never mind. Don't help me out in the chat. Oreo popped in my head. All I could think of was Keebler. That Oreo is going to be there, and now maybe Telly's going to be there. I don't, if I was advising my son, I would say, Telescope, son, don't go to New York City. You're not going to get any better angle of pictures of Donald Trump than anybody else, and that's all anybody's going to be trying to get. Now, I don't know if you're wanting some pizza or something. I understand they got some good pizza, but I would advise you to stay home and watch it right here with me. I'm going to be live tomorrow at 1:30. As I announced last night, we're going to start at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, covering all of this Trump stuff and covering the impending storms. Hopefully the storms will be much ado about nothing, and the Trump indictment. I'll just go ahead and talk about it before I get to the stories. I made a couple of phone calls today. Some friends of mine that I haven't talked to in actually a few years now, defense attorneys. And I said, is there anything about this Trump thing that is not going to be covered by absolutely everybody else? And they said, that a gag order will probably be placed because of the sensitivity of the material. There'll be a gag order placed, meaning Trump is not allowed to talk about the case, the indictment, anything to do with it. If they do this, and this is normal, a gag order is normal in these kind of circumstances, high profile, sensitive material, all this. And if they put a gag order on him, he can't talk about any of it. Thus the title for tonight's episode, You Have the Right to Remain Silent, but do you have the ability? So I'm like, okay, well, all right. So what happens? What happens if he talks about it? Every time he mentions anything, it is potentially a $1,000 fine and 30 days in jail. So he could rack up $100K in fines and a year in jail, or be ordered into custody until trial, however long that takes. And remember, this is just the first. Okay, this is just the first of at least 3 anticipated grand jury indictments. One on the documents in Mar-a-Lago, the classified documents that were United States government property that he decided were his. And then the grand jury in Georgia over election tampering, a federal offense, when he called the head of the election officials, said, find me 11,627 more votes. That's all you got to do. I don't know. Is that tampering? I'm not going to tell you what to think or how to think. Just give me things to think about. So here we go. Let me hop over to the chat real quick before I get rolling along on, stop this, before I get rolling along on the stories. CER, how are you? Mike, it's nuts now. My cousin lives in Manhattan and said it took him double to get home. You know what? I don't have anything, as far as I know, I don't have anything live from down there. I'll try to look once I get this everything cleaned out here. He won't want to go to Rikers Island. Yeah, that was one of the reports last night, LaPrue, was that if he is indeed incarcerated, it will probably be Rikers. Lynn Smith, how are you? Freeway. Okay. Let me run through some more of these real quick here. This is I'm going to do the non-Trump stuff first. This I found incredibly troubling. This comes from Business Insider. A company called Clearview Artificial Intelligence has scraped 30 billion images from Facebook and gave them to cops. Puts everyone potentially into a perpetual police lineup. Now, for those of us that have we don't have a history of committing crime, why would this be concerning? Because you can look a lot of different ways and a lot of different pictures on Facebook, and you can get matched up to something you have absolutely nothing to do with. To me, this is BS. This is a WTF moment. This is a whoa. But that's just me. As far as the show, we're just giving you something to think about. Let me read that one more time from Business Insider. Clearview Artificial Intelligence scraped 30 billion images from Facebook and gave them to cops. And it puts everyone into a perpetual police lineup. Yeah. Okay. Just a small moment of self-promotion here. I did an episode last night. Who's your doofus? Who's your, of course, is what people from Indiana are called or call themselves. Only it's HOOSIER, but I play on words. I did some lore on a short live. I learned I was a shirt person yesterday. At first, to a little bit of dismay, and then it's kind of an elitist thing. Actually, it's like that based on all-stars. I mean, come on, you got to do something to get on a list of all-stars, don't you? No. But anyway, we had some fun last night. So if you missed that episode, please give it a view, check it out, and hit the subscribe, the like, the share, all of those things. So, whoops. Wrong button. All right. Okay, we're going to do that at the end if we got time. Where are we at on time here? All right, we're only 31 minutes in. Shirt people got. Oh, that was short people, wasn't it? Shirt people are special. Yes. Shirt people are special. So, yes, I made my own shirt person shirt and a little bit of lore on what that's all about. You can catch that in last night's episode. Again, tomorrow I'm going to be on at 1:30 in the afternoon. We're going to be monitoring what's happening in Manhattan and also monitoring what's happening with the weather. And who knows what else we'll be doing amongst that. Then I'm not sure. I'm going to play it by ear tomorrow. As I said, I'm going to be on at that time. Is that going to be 6 hours? I don't know. Will I be on later on Tuesday night? I don't know. But I'm going to be on at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. And we'll, as I said, we'll just kind of play it by ear. Now, I want to get back to the Trump thing. The title, you have the right to remain silent, but do you have the ability? Again, if if they put a gag order on him, all right. Let me see. Let's just go to this real quick. Trump has already announced plans for after his arrest tomorrow. He's already announced he will be making a speech at Mar-a-Lago Resort the same day he's expected to surrender to authorities in New York following his historic grand jury indictment. He has the right, and if a gag order is placed on him, he also has not only the right but the responsibility to stay quiet. And I don't know. To me, that's going to be one of the more fascinating things to watch. Is how he reacts after it happens tomorrow. Donald Trump might face even more charges than he expected. He's at risk of being charged with obstruction as well in both the classified documents investigation as well as this Stormy Daniels hush money probe. This is according to new reports. So again, why watch tomorrow? Well, because at the moment we don't know. It's been leaked that there are over 30 charges and felony charges amongst them. But we don't know what those charges are and how severe those charges are. And, we won't find that out until tomorrow. Trump will only abide by a gag order when he, quote, finally recognizes the severity of his predicament. This is according to his biographer. This is the only thing I could find on when I was putting the show together as far as, what my guys told me about, gag order. Bloomberg opinion editor and Trump Nation, The Art of Being Donald author Tim O'Brien cited only one other occasion in which Donald Trump faced serious legal jeopardy. In that case, he explained it was Trump and his father, Fred Trump Sr., who were being prosecuted by the Justice Department for racial discrimination. So that's the only time he's ever been in potential legal trouble. I find that incredibly hard to believe, but at the same time, not necessarily shocking. Okay, let's go to the next story here. The New York City park where Marjorie Taylor Greene, sometimes affectionately known as a three-toed sloth, is hosting the rally for Trump. That park used to be an open sewer, and the city tried to fill it in with land, but it sank and stank. Once again, just something to think about. Now, this next story, this comes from Raw Story. Quote, game over, end quote, for Trump amid new obstruction evidence. Now, this kind of backs up what we were talking about just a couple of minutes ago in the story, that possible obstruction charges in both the documents case and the, what's her name? Stormy Daniels case could drastically ratchet up the severity and the potential penalties. And it could be serious enough for actual holding until trial. I find that really hard to believe. But also, I mean, I'll just leave that picture there for a second. The rumors going around, okay, that there's been deals struck that there will be no mugshot, there will be no handcuffs, there will be no fingerprints, there will be nothing that an average person would expect, is what is the extreme of what I've been told. That in and of itself, on face value, should tell each and every person listening to my voice that there are at least two systems of justice in the United States. Just something to think about before you think justice is blind, before you think you're going to get the same treatment as potentially anybody else. Anyway, I don't think that's true. I don't think he's going to get a pass on a lot of this stuff. They are the last word I got from my contact in DC was they're still negotiating, and this was like 7:30. They're still negotiating on if they are going to allow TV cameras in the courtroom. Now, we'll just have to wait and see, and it's going to be, in my opinion, as a political, social, whatever. It's going to be enthralling, in my opinion. So, okay, here we go. This is from Forbes. And this was earlier today.
There he is.
Yes. What? I am, yes I am.
Is that a police officer blocking our street?
Not anymore, no, they moved.
Police officers all over the desk. There he is.
Yes. What? I am, yes I am.
There he is. He's waving back here. I think he is waving to Defender of Ants, I'm pretty certain. I don't know. That looks like that looks like a bald chud. Or that other guy that's down there at J6. But kind of looks like a bald chud, doesn't it? Or is it just me? I'm pretty sure he's waving at Defender of Ants. Ants fan, I think, is right back here behind this tree. And the president, former president, guy that used to be a president, is waving. There he is.
Got him.
I was right.
No.
So you see what I mean? These people that are going to New York City and thinking they're going to get anywhere close to anything, you might get up, you might get close to Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know, how much that will, what that'll be worth once everything starts coming down upon her, if that is to happen, as many people are saying it is going to. Okay, just a quick preview here of before I hop back over to the chat, and what we're going to be looking at here is it's from the Atlantic magazine. The title is "The New Anarchy: America faces a type of extremist violence it does not know how to stop," and that's going to be our little feature tonight, and we'll jump into that in just a minute. As I said, I'm going to hop over to chat. Hi, Sassy Pants. Anything happening over here in chat? Let me hop back up. Somebody's got something about a judge's ruling. Let's see what that was. Judge Juan Marchand issued ruling late Monday denying media requests for TV cameras in courtrooms. Okay. He will allow 5 pool photographers to take photos for several still photos. Cool. All right. That's good to know. Thank you, CER. That's good to know. So we got some updated information. As we said, the last I had heard was they were negotiating on whether to allow cameras in there. So there are going to be some still cameras in there, but not TV cameras. After party in Discord, okay. If Telly's really going to New York, he's probably packing and stuff, charging his phones and his power packs and his cooler. Is Corinne there? Sassy Pants, good question. I haven't heard back from her today. I think she probably is. I would anticipate that she's probably made her way up there. Oh, Sable, you're welcome. Thank you for being here, as always. Greatly appreciate everybody here. Lisa Hurley, my texting is messed up. Maybe that's what happened to Mag's last article. All right. I'm going to try to keep this like at an hour. As I said, a lot of stuff going on, and I imagine we'll have a lot of people watching on the replay. So I like to keep it kind of short when they're going to be like that. Now, again, we're going to be on tomorrow at 1:30, and we're going to be on a long time. Wednesday night we are going to be on, and I'm not exactly 100% certain, but I'm not 100% certain of what it is, but I do know that Cunning Stunt and Georgia from California, GA from CA, I know those two ladies are working on something very special for Wednesday night, so we can have a little levity, if you will, possibly. I don't know. And I'm relatively certain it doesn't have anything to do with anybody being in any bathtubs. But I can't guarantee, I just can't guarantee that in good faith. But I'm pretty certain. All right, let's take a quick look at this. Again, this comes from the Atlantic. It was written by Adrienne LaFrance. It's titled "The New Anarchy: America faces a type of extremist violence it does not know how to stop." Uh, blood grows hot and blood is spilled. Thought is forced from old channels into confusion. Deception breeds and thrives. Confidence dies and universal suspicion reigns. Abraham Lincoln, in a letter to Missouri abolitionist Charles D. Drake, that should give you an indication of where this might be heading. Number one, on the brink. Again, I'm not going to read this entire article. I'm just going to read a little bit of it to give you a feel for it, and recommend you go read it yourself. I mean, unless everybody wants me to read the whole thing, then I will. But that's not the plan. In the weeks before Labor Day 2020, Ted Wheeler, the mayor of Portland, Oregon, began warning people that he believed someone would soon be killed by extremists in his city. Portland was preparing for the 100th consecutive day of conflict among anti-police protesters, right-wing counter-protesters, and the police themselves. Night after night, hundreds of people clashed in the streets. They attacked one another with baseball bats, tasers, bear spray, fireworks. They filled balloons with urine and marbles and fired them at police officers with slingshots. The police lobbed flashbang grenades. One man shot another in the eye with a paintball gun and pointed a loaded revolver at a screaming crowd. The FBI notified the public of a bomb threat against federal buildings in the city. Several homemade bombs were hurled into a group of people in a city park. Extremists on the left and on the right, each side inhabiting its own reality, had come to own a portion of downtown Portland. These radicals acted without restraint or, in many cases, humanity. Again, this is from the Atlantic. These thoughts are just that. There are someone else's thoughts giving us something to think about. This is not any kind of declaration of truth, any kind of declaration of what's the word I'm looking for? Doctrine. This is just opening up a conversation for the future, as well as extending a conversation we've had in the past. In early July, then the President Don Trump deployed federal law enforcement agents in tactical gear to Portland against the wishes of the mayor and the governor. Conditions deteriorated further. Agents threw protesters into unmarked vans. Federal officers shot a man in the forehead with a non-lethal munition, fracturing his skull. I'm going to do an episode on non-lethal munitions one of these times too. After some time has passed, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Glad to be back. Thank you, YouTube. Pleasure to be here. The authorities used chemical agents on crowds so frequently that even Mayor Wheeler found himself caught in clouds of tear gas. People set fires. They threw rocks, Molotov cocktails. They swung hammers into windows. Then on the last Saturday of August, a 600-vehicle caravan of Trump supporters rode into Portland waving American flags and Trump flags with slogans like "Take America Back" and "Make Liberals Cry Again." Within hours, a 39-year-old man would be dead, shot in the chest by a self-described anti-fascist. 5 days later, federal agents killed the suspect in self-defense, the government claimed, during a confrontation in Washington state. What had seemed from the outside to be spontaneous protests centered on the murder of George Floyd were in the fact the culmination of a long-standing ideological battle. Let me repeat that line because I think that sentence is very important. What had seemed from the outside to be spontaneous protests centered on the murder of George Floyd what had seemed to be that war, in fact, culmination of a long-standing ideological battle. Some 4 years earlier, Trump supporters had identified Portland correctly as an ideal place to provoke the left. The city is often mocked for its infatuation with leftist ideas and performative politics. That reputation, lampooned in the television series Portlandia, is not completely unwarranted. Right-wing extremists understood that Portland's reaction to a trolling campaign would be swift. Right-wing extremists understood that Portland's reaction to a trolling campaign would be swift and would guarantee the celebrity that comes with virality. So the more virile, the more angry, the more views. I'm going to stop it there. Again, this is from The Atlantic, and if you'd like to read the rest of it, I recommend you do. Basically, just it's a realistic, non-apologetic look at where our country is heading, and that doesn't seem anybody knows what to do about it, or if they do, they don't care. Those are problematic things, in my opinion, and things I think we need to be talking about. So, again, the article is online at The Atlantic. It's the new Anarchy. It deals with both the right extreme, the left extreme, and the fact that it's by Adrienne LaFrance. So if I remember after I get done here, and I hope I should, I'll pop the link down in the description. I say I'm going to do that, and I forget to do it because my Restream software automatically uploads all my stuff for me, which is really cool. I don't have to go through and put descriptions in every time. Everything's all done for me. But I need to remember to do that. I'll try to do that. But if I don't, it's The Atlantic. It's the new Anarchy. America faces a type of extremist violence it does not know how to stop. And it's worth a read, in my opinion. So yeah, good timing. I was wanting to get done in about an hour. Lisa, tomorrow's 2 months since the disaster. Yes, with a question mark from Tupelo. That is about right, probably. The East Palestine train derailment and subsequent explosion and toxic dump. I think you're probably right, Sam Singe. We know how to stop it. What we lack is the will. I think there are a whole lot more of us that don't want to see anything like that happen than there are that are crying for it to happen. They're just a lot more vocal and probably a lot more quick to act. But hot mess summer. This coming weekend is Easter weekend. Then I think either towards the end of next week, the week after Easter, towards the end of that week or the week after, depending on weather and a couple other things, I'm going to try to set up a trip down to Louisville, and we'll hang with Summer for an hour or two IRL and look around Louisville a little bit. We've been talking about doing it for months, and it's past time. All right. All that being said, thank you so much for being here. Love y'all. Hit the subscribe and like if you would, please. And go and subscribe to Damnation Drive-In. Sam Singe, Baldy Banks. They'll be on Wednesday night. They start at 8. We start at 10. So go to the drive-in first, and then after they're done, hop over the fence. That's an inside joke. I'll be on tomorrow at 1:30 covering all the Trump stuff, and we'll be monitoring the weather. A lot of things still to be determined about what happens with the former president of the United States, 45th president of the United States, Donald John Trump. We'll see what happens to him tomorrow. I imagine not a whole lot, but again, who knows? And then he's got to keep his mouth shut if they put a gag order on him, and that will be really hard to do. And it could be the first of his downfalls. Remember, New York, the Manhattan indictment is just the first one. There are more to come, and while tomorrow is historic, it will end up being a precedent for the next two indictments. And we'll talk all about that tomorrow. I'll be on Wednesday night at 10 with Cunning Stunt and GA on their regular nights. We'll be back Thursday doing some games, some kind of fun stuff. At least that's the plans. That was the plan last Thursday, and everything kind of took off a little bit. And I love y'all. Thank you so very much for being here. Namaste. Shalom. Salam. Assalamu alaikum. If you so desire, blessings from the Most High, His Son Christ Jesus, the power of the Holy Spirit. If you're not a spiritual person at all, I love you. It's okay. All right? It's okay to love and care and respect people that don't think like you, that don't believe like you, because in the absolute bottom line, we're all just human beings. We're all just trying to get by. We're all just trying to laugh, have fun, give love, get love. Quit looking at things that divide us and start reaching out. Maybe just take a little bit of a step if you've never done it before. Everybody's pretty much the same when you get right down to it. It breaks down to good and evil. And you'd be surprised how good some of the people are that you probably might think are evil if your mind's closed. Just something to think about. I love you all. It's a dark world. Try to be a light. We'll be back here tomorrow at 1:30 in the afternoon. Telescope's probably going to be live if he is not going to New York. Or even if he is, he might be live as he's packing and getting ready. I don't know. He hasn't been live for a couple of nights, so the tavern's due to be open late night. Paw Patrol had said earlier that there is an after party in the BTM Discord. While BTM, the channel, is not going at the moment, the Discord has maintained and continues to go, and they're going to have an after party over there. So all of that, much love. We'll see you mañana. See you tomorrow at 1:30 in the afternoon, Eastern Daylight Time. That'll be 12:30 Central, 11:30 Mountain, and 10:30 Pacific. Until then,